say. Hey, let's go. All of this here for them grateful ones, starting their day. The ones that people counted out, you here today. The ones the devil plotted on and try to take. Then you learn to get on your knees and start to pray. You didn't think you make it out, got made away. Everybody say, everybody say. And I gotta tell the world.
Yo, what's going on, man? It's your boy J Hamp, and we back again with another episode of the Caveman Pod, which we might be switching it up a little bit, man. So if y'all watching and you subscribe, you just pay attention to see what's going on, man. But we about to continue to dive deep into accountability, vulnerability, and growth. Because I just want to really just tap into. I'm gonna jump into it today, because I want to talk to y'all about the journey, man. This is, I think I looked, and I think it was episode 6, but I think we got a total maybe eight videos, something like that. But man, we doing this thing, man. We're really, really doing this thing, man. And I want to just talk about my journey. Listening to God, because He's the reason I'm literally doing this. This is not something that I want to do. I'm not doing this for, views or any type of, I don't know, credentials or nothing. I'm doing it because He said, He placed this on me to do, right? But I just want to talk to y'all about it. This joint has been mad challenging, man. It's been challenging, bro. I don't want to say it's been the hardest thing that I've had to do. Because I feel like I'm still living life, and I feel like I'm going to have other hard things to push through to get to. But I feel like it's been pushing me, dog, in ways that I've never thought I would have. Because I think I told y'all before, I'm a training manager, so I talk to people all day, bro. I talk to people all day. Talking to people at work, that's literally what I do. But it hits a little different when it hits a little different when you're being obedient. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna jump into it. It hits a little different when you're doing what God says do. I talk to people every single day at work. I talk in front of people every single day. But how hard it's been to come in and record, man, and be open. Because that's one thing that also, I struggle with. I'm not even say I used to, because shoot, your boy still do it. Your boy's still struggling with it. Your boy's still struggling with opening up, and just being letting people in, man, letting people inside. That's hard. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of cats can agree with that it's tough, man. It really is very, very tough to let people in. To let people understand the journey, to let people see what's going on in the journey. Because a lot of times on social media, man, cats be really putting it out there it's always butterflies and roses, but you know what I'm saying, people don't really want to give you the raw, the real, bro, I didn't want to do this, or I didn't want to come here today, or I really didn't want to come to work today. You know what I'm saying? I didn't feel like it. You know what I'm saying? So, you would think, because I talk to people every single day, this is something that would be easy, right? You'd be like, oh yeah, you talk all day. You talk all day, you're relatable, you're personable, so you make people laugh, you're funny. You would think that doing this podcast would be something that's easy. But y'all, I promise you it's not. I promise you I am pushing through. But doing this podcast is really not only pushing me and making me feel uncomfortable, it's really forcing me to lean on Him. It's forcing me to lean on God. It's forcing me to literally say, God, whatever you say or however you want this thing to go, just go with it. Just go with it. I'm literally throwing my hands up and saying, you got it. It's forcing me to do that. And I think I mentioned that scripture, it's in Proverbs 3:5, trust in the Lord with all your heart. It's hard to trust God. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think a lot of people be talking about that. It's hard to trust God, especially when it's in them seasons of like, nah, bro, that's not me. You know what I'm saying? Nah, that's not what I want to do. That's not what I feel like. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to literally say, God, like, this is your plan. What let your will be done. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard, bro. Like, people don't want to say that, man, but like, it's forcing me to really live by that scripture. Because I feel like if I let my thoughts get to me, not get into me. If I let my thoughts get to me and be like, nah, don't, you know what I'm saying, don't do it, like, ain't nobody watching it, or like, nah, bro, like, you ain't really talking about nothing. Like, those things, that's me leaning on my own understanding. Like, that's me literally leaning into my own understanding and saying, nah, man, like, just tap out. Just tap out. You don't worry about it. You could jump off the face of the earth today and nobody would even think. Nobody would even know that there was a caveman pod or live with J Hamp, or you know what I'm saying, nobody would know. Cave talk. People wouldn't know about that. So it's like it's forcing me to just say, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when it comes to like I'm not even gonna hold you, man. Like, I had the full like everything just laid out too. Like, I had you know what I'm saying, the whole seasons, the first season of the pod, like, just written out. I even had, you know what I'm saying, I got some, like, yo, matter of fact, let me pivotal moment, pivot. We'll pivot over here real quick. Would y'all want to see somebody else on the pod with me, man? I've been doing this, like I said, this is episode 6. Been recording by myself, been doing this by myself, like talking to y'all, giving y'all my experience, giving y'all my journey, like how I'm feeling. How would y'all feel if I bring somebody else on, man? 'Cause I got some really dope brothers, man, that will come here and like be open, be honest, be transparent. They come on here and be hot too. Like, they come on here and be vulnerable, man. Because I feel like as men, we need more of those those rooms, those areas that allows us to just talk. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? That you never know. It's coming soon. Um well, like I said, the journey, I also feel like when it comes to being obedient and literally not leaning on your own understanding, it's trusting God, is putting you in uncomfortable spaces. Like, nobody said, it's not written down that trusting God is easy. If somebody say trusting God is easy, they ain't fully trusting him. Straight up. Like, because it's hard. It's uncomfortable. Like, but I feel like when we don't trust him, what we do is we limit him. Dang. And nobody probably even think that, yo, you could limit God. You could really limit God. You could literally block a shot of God coming through for you because you don't fully trust him. You can literally block a whole blessing that's coming, like, boom, because you don't fully trust him. You ain't fully give this to him. You ain't fully give him the, you know what I'm saying, all of you. You only gave him a piece of you, or you only gave him a piece of this, of what you're trying to, of what you are planning on doing. You know what I mean? So it's hard though, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? People, it's hard, man. Like, I think it's so easy. It's so easy to get wrapped up in our minds where we just, like I said, we talk ourselves out of things. Like I said, that's really kind of what I battle, bro. It's a constant battle for me, week by week, bro. Because I don't pre-record the podcast episodes. I don't. I'm leaning on him to give me something to talk about every week, dog. It's so crazy because that's the journey, or that's the plan that he has mapped out for me, man. Like, he has that plan mapped out for me, like, where episodes that I thought I had just laid out ready, he'd be like, nah, I don't even want you to say that on the pod. I want you to say this. So it's forcing me to trust him, which is hard. It's also forcing me to spend time with him because it's like, okay, God, you told me to do this. Give me a word. And that's another thing that people don't want to talk about too. People don't be wanting to talk about. You gotta, you should have expectations of God. Like you should have expectations. You should have expectations. Be like, God is gonna come through. I know He's gonna come through. I'm gonna hold Him to the expectation. People don't think that. People just, they don't do that. If you do that, like, cause that's what He wants, man. Let Him be Him. You know what I'm saying? You want people to let you be you. You be like, man, this is me. This is who I am. Like, this is God. This is who God is. So trust Him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to do it, but it's literally one of those things where we have to. And I love that scenario about going to the gym. Like just going to the gym and we trusting. Like, I feel like we put trust in so many things, man. I feel like people don't even think about it, but you put trust in a lot of things. Like, we put trust in our car every morning for work. You don't get in your car and be like, I know this junk gonna break down on me. You trust that car that it's gonna get you to and from work with no issues. You trust your what I'm about to say. You trust like your phone, bro. Even I'm just pulling that out there. You trust your phone that your phone is gonna work each and every day as long as you pay that phone bill. But you trust that your phone is gonna work each and every day. You trust your barber to don't jack up your tape up line. You know what I'm saying? Your barber trusts them clippers. Like, we trust so many other things without even thinking about it. I want to encourage all of us, myself included, to have trust in God like that. You know what I'm saying? Have trust in God that, like, man, yeah, God gonna do what He say He gonna do. Or I'm just gonna let God lead me. I'm not going to figure this out on my own. I can't figure this out on my own because if I do, I know I'm going to fail. So I'm just going to trust God to do this on His own. I'm going to trust God to do it for Himself. Like, He got it. I'm going to give it all to Him and He going to make a way out of no way. Because that's what He wants, though. Like I said, He wants us to trust Him how we trust all those other things in our life. Like, you trust your wife, you trust your spouse, you know what I'm saying? For the women, I don't even know if I got women on follow me in the pod. I don't know. But it's, you trust your spouse, like you trust your husband, you trust your wife, like trust God. And again, it is hard because we lean so much on our own thoughts, so much on what we feel that we want, that it's hard to say, all right, man, let me wake up and just be like, this on Him. Like, that's, again, let's stop limiting God. I think I said that word right. God, please let me know if I jack that thing up. Limiting. God, I can't get it right. But yo, scratch that. Don't put limits on Him. Don't put limits on Him because He's not putting limits on us. We put limits on ourselves. We limit ourselves, man. We doubt ourselves. God don't doubt us. You know what I'm saying? God don't say, no, if I give you this, I know you're going to fail. He don't do that. We have to stop putting limits on Him and say He only could do but this much. Man, we sound crazy, boy. We sound crazy if we think that if God can only do this much, I'm going to do the rest of my own. Boy, you're a fool. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we really have to stop putting those limits on God and just let God be God. And I'm preaching to myself. I don't even say I'm preaching. I'm talking to myself. I'm encouraging myself because I've been putting limits on God for I don't know how long. And like I said, I think with this podcast is the first time I'm actually like trusting Him fully in a while. You know, so just fully trusting Him. Like, God, I know you're going. This is what you said you're going to do. So I am handing this to you on a platter because God, I don't know. And that's okay because at the end of the day, like, he wants us. That is a key factor in our relationship with him, is when we say, all right, God, like, here, I trust you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think a lot of times we have, it's a domino effect too. Like, I know, like, when you put limits on God, it's a domino effect. This is gonna start here, then you're gonna start limiting God here, then you're gonna start limiting God here. The next thing you know, you don't even trust God at all. So it's just like that domino effect is real, because you don't, and you could do it so subconsciously without even knowing that you're doing it. So, like, when we are trying to literally just say, God, like, this is what I have, this is what you call me to do. I need you to lead me, because I can't do this without you. Like, it has to be it has to happen that way, because if not, yeah, we setting ourselves up for failure again, and this is gonna knock everything all the way down. So, like, we cannot limit him. Hold that expectation. Like, we hold ourselves up that high, why not hold him higher? We're like, man, I ain't get here because of him. But like I said, on this journey, man, is forcing me to do the things where, like I said, just in this season, I'm doing it, man. I want you to do this too. Like, I want whatever you know that God has placed on your heart, what idea, whatever business, whatever, just whatever it is, man. Whether it is like proposing to your girl, like, if God said that's your wife, propose, bro. Like, propose. What you waiting on? If God told you what it is, just go ahead and move forward with it. Because that's, again, we trust him. We trust that he's right. We know he ain't wrong. So why not move forward with it? But I want to pivot again, man, to man, it's hot in here. I want to pivot again to, a lot of times we not only limit ourselves, we compare ourselves to what God has blessed others with. Like, call a spade a spade. You know what I'm saying? We look at certain things and be like, dang, man, God, I'm blessed buddy over there, man. Like, where my blessing gonna come? If you trust him, he probably is right there in front of you. Like, we have to look at it like this, right? So, story time. We going to the gym. We going to the gym today. You drink a protein shake. If Hamp drink a protein shake and I give you the same protein shake that I'm drinking, it could be something in that protein shake that you're allergic to. It could be an ingredient that you're allergic to. So that lets you know that protein shake ain't meant for you, because you're allergic to certain ingredient in there. Even though it's still a protein shake, even though we still trying to go to the gym and bulk up, it ain't for you. And that's how you look at blessings. That's how you got to look at blessings. Like, God has a story for each and every one of us, and it looks completely different. So, like, when we compare, man, and again, this is something that I'm struggling with. I'm struggling with comparison. Like, I'm struggling with, again, just, I'm pushing every single day, every single week to trust this process. And I'm also struggling with comparison, not trying to compare what I see, like, with my eyes. Like, faith is believing in things you don't see. And that's what trusting God is. Like, God is there, but you have to have faith that it's going to come through, because even if you don't see it. And I think a lot of times where we go, like I said, we go to the gym and we working out, we like, oh yeah, I see that machine over there, that bulked him up. Let me go ahead and use the same machine. It may not bulk your body up how I bulked his up, because it's hits different for that body type. And that's how God literally is so intentional to where he has a blessing for each and every one of us. But if you compare, you're never going to get there. So, like, comparison, trusting God, those two go hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? The reason I say they go hand in hand is because if I see something I'm comparing it to, I'm not trusting him with what he has in store for me. Man, that's it. That's heavy for me, man, because it's like it's been really tough. It's been really tough, man. Like it's been so tough because at the end of the day, like I said, your relationship with God is different from the next person. But at the end of the day, he wants you to have a relationship with him. So your relationship is going to be totally different than my relationship. But the key thing is you have a relationship. You spend the time with him. You let him know your struggles. You let him know um, things that you're battling with. You're letting him, you're trusting him, man. But how I want to encourage you on trusting him is it's start small. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta trust him. I mean, yeah, eventually I want you to trust him on the big. I want you to trust him on the $1 million bank account, the you know what I'm saying, the house, the car, the family. I want you to trust him there. But you start small. Start small. Because that's your relationship journey. You know what I'm saying? Trust God that he's gonna, you know, have a great day at work. Because I mean, I know I ain't the only one to have struggling days at work, which I will probably talk about it on one of the episodes because man, work has been testing me. Um, but my solution to how it's been testing me is just trusting him. But like I said, we'll go in details about it later. But like, it's just been trusting him. So start small though, man. Start small because once you start small, God's going to trust you with big. But you have to start small. Like you have to start somewhere. Like starting small, that's gonna show God that okay, he for real this time. He ain't just playing. He's for real. He's really trying to build a relationship with me. So now let me go ahead and give him this blessing. You know what I'm saying? So it is trust him, man. Like I said, that's really kind of all I really came to tell y'all tonight. Like today or tonight, whenever y'all see it, please watch it if you do. Um, but yeah, just trust him. Just trust him. Like because that's how my journey. That's how this journey has been looking for me. Is it's just believing that he's going to continue to guide me through this. That when I start thinking that I got it in the bag, I get blanks, man. Like I get blanks. I don't know what I'm gonna talk about. I don't know what I'm gonna say. I don't even know what the title is. But when I fully say this ain't my podcast, it's yours, guy. You told me that I'm just a vessel. Then yeah, he poured into me, but I had to give it to him first. I had to give it to him first. I had to say like, yo, this is yours, God. Have at it. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trusting you to lead me. I'm trusting you to guide me. But again, my encouragement to you today is just start small. Start somewhere, man. On that one little thing that you like, all right, man, I know God's been nudging me on the side. Just trust him that he gonna carry it through. You know, it's it's almost like accountability, man. Like it's almost like accountability. Like God, I'm holding you accountable to come through because we have to let him be God. We cannot put limits on him, man. Um, because we don't we because when we put limits on God, we put a major limit on ourselves. Like the limit on ourselves is we know we're not gonna get there, right? We gotta stop limiting God. Like we have to just let him be him, and he's gonna take us to where he wants us to go. Not where you want to go, where he wants us to go. We can always, of course, express our desires, and you know if that's in his will, then let his will be done. But we just gotta trust him. Have that faith, even if you don't see it, dog. Even if you don't see it, if you don't see it, still just trust. Like it's gonna come through. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna come through. It's gonna happen. It's going. Whatever he has in store is gonna happen. So again, man, my encouragement is trust. Start small though. You don't gotta start big. Like start somewhere. Start with that yes. Give him that yes, because I promise you that yes is going to turn into not only a every a minute yes or hour yes. This is going to turn to every day yes, a yearly yes, a decade yes. You're going to be giving you a yes and you're going to lose count because God is going to continue to lead you. He's going to continue to guide you and be like, man, thank you for trusting me because he always got you, man. So my journey is continuing to trust him, continuing because I have to give this to him because again, I think, and I said it in the last episode, a couple episodes ago, give him the glory. And give God the glory. Whenever you do trust him and bam, your blessing come, all glory go to God. Like I give this to him because that's all we can do. You know what I mean? Like that's all I got for you today, man. For real, like trust him because you're not doing this by yourself. I'm trusting you. I'm trusting in God in this process too. You're not doing this by yourself, man. This is an everyday, yes, an everyday journey to get to that next, to get to what God has in store for us. So the next time you get something across your plate, the next time you get something across your heart, trust God that He gonna bring it through. Because that is what's getting me through week by week on this journey. Trusting God. I love y'all, man. I'll holler at y'all next week.